getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win, yeah. Refuse, mine it can't be diffused. If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walk the mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool, chasing diamonds and jewels. Trust me, I was confused. Started minding my business and used my mind as a tool. Ended up finding my purpose and found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it. They told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie. I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like told me, keep on running, toes they gon' take them. Used to lose, built to win, applied myself, I felt it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I pay for the cost, I'm winning to win, yeah. Refuse to lose, I'm built to win, applied myself.
Welcome back to CTC. I'm your gracious host, Carl, and I'm back for another episode. Man, what a game we had last night. Liberty beats FIU in overtime. Did not see that one coming. FIU comes back down 2 touchdowns to force overtime. Shout out Eric Rivers. Shout out Eric Rivers. Shout out Keon Jenkins. Yeah, what a game. I'll talk about that game at another date when I'm, recapping all the weekday games. But we got the weekday previews. Weekday previews today. We got a game in 45 minutes. New Mexico State, Jacksonville State. We got 3 games tomorrow, and then we got 3 games Friday. We're going to preview those real quickly. So this can be posted before 7:30 kickoff. But before I do that, I would like to ask that you like, comment, share, subscribe. It helps the channel. It helps the network. It helps my channel, CTC, by way of the Refuse to Lose Network. I'm going to go over some of the shows that we offer. The main show featuring Joe, Tomo, and Dave, 7 o'clock, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Fridays. We have BWT, Baseball with Teddy. Shout out my Tigers. Another W today, won by the same score as Game 2, 3-0. Pitched 20 straight scoreless innings in this series so far. So shout out my Tigers. They have 2-1. All your baseball content through there. FFC, Fantasy Football with Coach Coombs. NFL Fantasy Football. NFL content for the offseason through there. Start, sit, some gems, some busts, stuff like that. We got In the Red Corner featuring Ty, Ricky, and Tomo. Boxing content, all your boxing through there. Dave's Doghouse, highlights and lowlights of sports. Kings Talk with Joe Jordan. Basically what it says, Sacramento Kings Talk. RBO, Real Ballers Only, featuring Juan. NBA content through there. Again, NBA previews coming soon. Last, but certainly not least, Unfazed with Joe and AJ every Tuesday, 9 o'clock Eastern, 8 o'clock Central. Make sure you check those boys out. NFL topics so far. Shout out my boy Daniel. Be the first comment on mostly everybody's channel. Hey, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday to you, my boy. Let's get into the shows after, like, comment, share, subscribe to the rest of them joints. And if you like what you're listening to, stick with us. We're going to go, obviously, over the game tonight. Oh, that's not supposed to say recap. That's supposed to say preview. That's on me. Hold on. Let me type that out real quick. I thought I changed that, too, because I had to redo the whole joint, but I guess not. Wednesday night preview. We got New Mexico State at Jacksonville State. Jacksonville State are 21.5-point favorites. That went up from what it was this morning. Catch this game 7:30 on ESPN2. So shout out to them. They got an ESPN slot. So shout out to them. But if you're new to my channel, the way I do my previews, I give 5 keys for both teams to possibly win the game. Then I pick a winner, and I give a brief explanation why. So for New Mexico State, you got to contain Tyler Huff's legs. If y'all remember last week, 100, I think like $170 on the ground, 3 touchdowns on the ground. Man had a monster game through the ground. So you got to contain his legs. It's a huge part of the Jacksonville State's offense. Get Jack State offense off schedule. I say it all the time. If you knock Jacksonville State's offense out of schedule, they're not built for passing situations. They're not built to consistently convert 37s, 38s, 36, stuff like that. They're not built to consistently do that. Run to Seth McGowan. You got to run Seth McGowan here. And you got to control the clock. Keep Jacksonville State off the field. Short possessions. So if you get them 3 and outs, maybe 1 first down, 2-minute possessions, 1-minute possessions, stuff like that. Get them off schedule. And Santino Mariucci, the quarterback, got to protect the football. I believe he's 2-2, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks, which is not good. It's not bad, but it's not great. Got to protect the football. You cannot give Jack State good field position and extra possessions. If you're Jacksonville State, you got to run Trey Stewart. 4 touchdowns last week. He got a nose for the end zone. Run Tyler Huff, again, self-explanatory what I just said. Create some turnovers. Make this game easy. Get it over with early. Create some turnovers. Get some short fields. Go score some touchdowns. Stay ahead of schedule. Like I said, the offense not built to be behind. And contain Seth McGowan on the ground, the running back for New Mexico State. My winner, Jacksonville State. Now, I will say 21.5 does seem excessive. I do think New Mexico State can keep this close, but I think Jacksonville State offense is just so explosive, so powerful. They are at home. I think Jacksonville State does win this game, maybe 2 touchdowns, maybe 17 points. But I do think that New Mexico State can keep this game close. I think they can score on Jacksonville State. Jacksonville State defense is decent. It can be had. I think New Mexico State can take some possessions to score. It's just getting off the field with Jack State, which it can happen. So my winner is Jack State, but I think New Mexico State, I think 21 excessive. 21.5 might be a bit excessive. Next, we got Thursday night previews with an S. So for Thursday night, we're going to start with Coastal Carolina at James Madison. You can catch this game 7:30 on ESPN2. Thursday night football as well. And we got a good one, too. We may have a good one, 49ers Seahawks. But if not, you can always tune back into college football. Coastal, Ethan Vasco has to be efficient passing the ball. Ethan Vasco is a capable passer, but that's not his MO. He's more of a running quarterback. So he just got to be efficient when he is called upon to pass the ball. Establish the run because that's what Coastal Carolina is going to want to do. Stay ahead of the schedule again, just like Jack State. I feel like Coastal Carolina is more equipped to be behind schedule, but still they don't want to be behind schedule. Hit splash plays because Coastal Carolina, they're going to try to get some. They're going to try to break long runs. They're going to try to hit deep passes. You got to hit on these splash plays against JMU. And you got to contain Alonzo Barnett legs. He does have the ability to scramble. And you got to stop the run of JMU. So you got to be able to contain the run as well. Even though Barnett's having a good year through the air too, 12 touchdowns, 1 interception. He's having a great year through the air as well. If you're JMU, stop the run. Again, that's a big part of Coastal's offense. Make Ethan Vasco beat you with his arm. So make him throw the ball 30, 25, 30 times. Get his passing attempts up there. Win the turnover battle. Get Coastal Carolina offense off schedule and run George Pettaway, the running back for JMU. But with that being said, I think JMU wins. I think JMU is the more consistent offense. I trust Barnett to beat you with the pass. I think they can run the ball and pass the ball. I think Barnett is going to be the more consistent guy than Ethan Vasco. Plus, I do think Coastal Carolina defense can struggle. I think JMU will be able to move the ball up and down the field. They have to finish drives, which I think they will be capable of. But I think JMU's defense is also better than Coastal Carolina's defense. So I'm going to roll with the better team, and in my opinion, the better offenses and the better defense. So I'm going to take JMU over Coastal Carolina. Next, we have Middle Tennessee State kind of spoiled it. At Louisiana Tech. Louisiana Tech comes into this game as 4.5-point favorites. This game, you can catch it on 8 o'clock on CBS Sports Network. For Middle Tennessee State, Nick Vadiato got to protect the football. He's a big piece of Middle Tennessee State. He's been a big piece of Middle Tennessee State for about 3-4 years now. Get Omari Kelly the football, leading receiver for these guys. Force Louisiana Tech to pass the ball. In my opinion, Louisiana Tech hasn't been able to pass the ball these past couple years. I know they're a team that loves to try to pass the ball, but even with Hank Bachmeier last year, I didn't think they were really great at passing the ball. Even with Smoke Harris and all these other guys, I didn't think they were great. Hit on deep shots because Middle Tennessee State going to take their deep shots, and you got to get Jaden Cradle going. You got to get him going. I believe that's the running back, so you got to get him going on the ground as well. Now, if you Louisiana Tech, you got to force some Vadiato turnovers. Vadiato, I want to say, has 4 picks on the year from what I remember. Yeah, he has 4. He's 5-4. 5-4 in the year, 5 touchdowns, 4 picks. Got to establish the run. Got to be able to run the ball against this team. You got to make momentum changing plays, picks, maybe 3rd and 15 conversions, a splash play, a touchdown, a blocked punt, a blocked field goal, punt return, kick return, something like that. Got to do something that shifts momentum. You got to be able to pass the ball again. Like I said, Louisiana Tech, they are a team that want to pass, but they're not the greatest at passing. And you got to key in on Amari Kelly. You got to know where he is at all times for Middle Tennessee State. So you got to know where he is. But I'm going to go with the gambling upset here. I'm going to take Middle Tennessee State. I'm taking Middle Tennessee State because I think that they're better at passing, which is what Louisiana Tech want to do. I think they're better at what they want to do than they are. So I'm going to take Middle Tennessee State on the road to win. I do think Louisiana Tech is slightly favored due to they are at home. I do think Middle Tennessee State neutral or at home would be favored. So I'm going to take Middle Tennessee State to win this game. Vadiato maybe throws a pick, but I think they are still able to overcome, and Middle Tennessee State wins the game. Next, we have UTEP at Western Kentucky, a game that I don't think will be that competitive. Catch this game 8 o'clock ESPNU. I feel like they probably should have switched it. They should have made the previous. Actually, I take that back. I'll take that back. But anyway, Western Kentucky comes into this game at home as 19.5-point favorites, and I don't disagree, by the way. But UTEP, you got to get stops. Sam Houston State was able to move the ball up and down and score touchdowns at will against UTEP. I think Western Kentucky's going to be able to do the same, to be honest. Be ready to stop an aerial assault because that's what Western Kentucky is always known for, passing the ball. A lot of it do be screen game, but Caden Veltkamp has been able to move the ball, spread the ball around. So Skylar Locklear has to get going. He has to find a way. I don't know if they give him some easy passes to settle in, but you got to get something going for him to where he's now matriculating down the field. Get off the field on 3rd downs, especially against a team that if you give them 1 first down in an unfortunate situation, it could lead to a touchdown like this. And with that was 5. Oh, you got to protect the football. I skipped one. They got to be able to protect the football. Now, if you Western Kentucky, Caden Veltkamp continue to be efficient, but continue to ball. He took over for TJ Finley, and they have looked completely different since. Get the ball to Keyshawn Johnson, the wide receiver for Western Kentucky. I know the name sounds familiar, but nope, I don't think he's related. Get UTEP in passing situations. Skylar Locklear. I'm blanking on the other quarterback's name. I think it's Cade McConnell. I think they're decent, like below average quarterbacks. I think that they don't have the weaponry to help them out as well. Even when they did, though, it just was not good. So you want to get them in passing situations. Establish Elijah Young, the running back. Pressure Skylar Locklear to get the ball out of his hands. Maybe he throws you a pick. But obviously, like I said earlier, I think 19.5 is more than enough for Western Kentucky to cover. I'm obviously going to pick Western Kentucky to win. Explosive offense. UTEP struggling on offense, struggle to get stops. Western Kentucky is going to be able, in my opinion, to move the ball up and down the field on UTEP at home with that crowd. I think it's a blowout. Next, we have the final night, Friday night previews. And we're going to start with Northwestern at Maryland. Revenge game for Maryland. Maryland lost to these guys last year at Northwestern. Now they're playing Northwestern in College Park, 8 o'clock on Fox. I will be tuned in, obviously. But if you're Northwestern, you got to create turnovers. You got to rely on this defense to create turnovers, get your offense short fields to score points. Your offense is not that great. This team relies heavily on defense. But I think that they can create the turnovers with Billy Edwards from Billy Edwards to get in good positions to score. They got to pressure Billy Edwards. because that's going to lead to turnovers, in my opinion. Contain Roman Hemby. I think Roman Hemby does. He kind of gets Maryland out of tough situations with his ability to run the ball. Run Cam Porter. I love Cam Porter. I've watched him since the Duke game. He's a really nice back. I ain't gonna lie, he's a large part of that offense. So we got to get him involved. And you got to get the ball to AJ Henning, who's their best receiver, speedy guy who makes plays on the perimeter. Got to get him the ball. Now, if you're Maryland, you got to attack Northwestern in different ways because this defense is so good. Can't just attack them, running up the gut, trying to hit stops. So you got to keep this defense off balance. You got to run outside, inside. You got to keep them on their toes. Feed Ty Felton and Caden Prather, your two guys on the perimeter. Run Roman Hemby, contain Cam Porter, and pressure Jack Loosh, the quarterback for Northwestern. But I think Maryland does get revenge. I think Maryland gets revenge because Northwestern offense, in my opinion, isn't as good as last year. It's decent, but it's not good enough. Maryland's actually been playing pretty good football. I know they lost to Indiana, but Indiana's a really good team. I think Maryland has enough offense to beat Northwestern in a close one. So I'm going to roll with Maryland only because I think Northwestern's offense isn't good enough to overcome Maryland. I think the defense is going to be fine. It's just the offense that worries me for Northwestern. Next game, we have UNLV, who's 18.5-point favorites on the road against Utah State. 9 o'clock, CBS, and UNLV coming off a tough loss to Syracuse in overtime. But Hodge Malik Williams, who has been balling, continue to run the ball. He adds that dynamic aspect to the offense, to the team. He's so good running. And he looked really good passing the ball last Friday night as well. Get the ball to Ricky White. Like, Ricky White was all over the place. Blocked the punt, scored a touchdown. I think he had like over 100 receiver yards. He's just the best player on that team. Got to get him involved. And shout out, what's his name? Jack Woodford? The linebacker, man, number 7. I think his name was like Jack Wolford. So mad I'm blanking on his name. But he's a baller at linebacker. I'm so mad I'm blanking on his last name. And I think I'm right, but I just don't trust it. I'm looking it up as we speak. But he's a baller. He was everywhere for the defense. Jackson Woodard. There we go. Jackson Woodard. Jack Woodard. Baller for UNLV. All right. UNLV. Run Jaden Thomas. Your sophomore guy. Broke the freshman record, I believe. I think he broke the UNLV record for most touchdowns in a season as a freshman. Pressure Spencer Petras. If you remember Spencer Petras at Iowa, it's not that good. If you pressure him, he'll throw you some turnovers. He's not that good of a guy at quarterback, in my opinion. So I think if you pressure him, he will turn the ball over. And you got to contain Jalen Royals. Jalen Royals is that explosive receiver for Utah State. He's a really good receiver there for them guys. One of the bright spots on the Utah State team. Got to contain him. Utah State, Spencer Petras got to take care of the football. You got to get the ball to Jalen Royals to let him do his thing, whether it's in open space, whether you're taking a shot down the field. You just got to find the ways to get the ball to Jalen Royals. Got to establish Rasul Faison, the running back from Utah State as well. You know where Ricky White is at all times. And apparently that means special teams, like I said, man. He's everywhere. He does everything for the running Rebels. You got to know where he is. You got to contain that run, including the quarterback. You got to contain the quarterback run as well, because once you open all that up, if you don't contain the run and you start bringing guys into the box, that's when Jacob DeJesus and Ricky White kill you over the top. So you got to contain the run. But my winner is obviously going to be UNLV. UNLV, I believe, blows out Utah State. Utah State is not a good team this year, ever since the sad and unfortunate news with Blake Anderson in Title IX and whatever's going on with that situation. He's been fired because of it. Utah State has not rebounded from that. I think UNLV wins easily. And the last game I have for y'all today is Utah at Arizona State. 10:30 on ESPN. Utah, ranked 16th in the country, comes into this game 5.5-point favorites on the road against an Arizona State team that's really good, man. Really good team there. 10:30 ESPN. First key, it's not really key. Is Cam Rising back? Is Cam Rising back? Because if Cam Rising is back, again, y'all know how I feel about Utah. And I get it. People going to say, Cam Rising been around longer than Bo Nix was, than Michael Penix was. Injuries, man. I'm sorry. But Utah with Cam Rising here. Utah without Cam Rising here. If Cam Rising plays, that'll be huge. Then get Dorian Singer the ball. Transfer from USC. probably Utah's best. I would say Utah's best receiver. Contain Sam Levitt. He's so good again with his legs. He's so good throwing the ball. He's so good improvising and making a play. Got to contain his legs. Tackle Cam Scatterbo, which sounds easy, right? Like, duh, it's football. But no, it's not. That is a tough running back right there. He runs hard. He's like Todd Brooks, where as the game goes on, you don't want to tackle this man. Second half come, you don't feel like tackling Cam Scatterbo. He's a tough running back. You got to come with your lunch. What is it? The lunch box and your pale hat, whatever it's called, whatever. You got to come ready to work when you're going against Cam Scatterbo. You got to be ready to tackle him. You got to force some turnovers because your offense is not good. Utah's offense is not as good. It's not. With Cam Rising, it's good. But without Cam Rising, it's not. If they don't have Cam Rising, they're going to have to force some turnovers to get short fields to try to put up points against Arizona State. Now, if you're Arizona State, you got to make Utah score if Cam Rising is not playing. If he's not playing, you got to make him score some points. If that's kind of what Arizona did. Got to make him score. You got to prepare as if Cam Rising is playing. Now, the reason why I say that is because Cam Rising is coming off a bye week. Utah is coming off a bye week. He's had 2 extra weeks to heal. So you got to come ready thinking that he's playing. Because if you don't, and you come ready for Isaiah Wilson and Cam Rising plays, it's 2 completely different animals. Prepare. What was I saying? You got to keep running Cam Scatterbo. Now, the reason why that's there is because even if Cam Scatterbo is averaging 2 yards a carry, 1 yard a carry, 1.5, 2.5, even 3, maybe he has, let's just say, 10 carries for 27 yards. Keep running them because he's going to wear down on that defense, and he's going to eventually break the long run. So you got to keep running them. You got to keep trusting it. Get Jordan Tyson the ball. Man, Jordan Tyson is so nice on that outside for Arizona State. Got to find ways to get him the ball. And Sam Levitt has to use his legs to either improvise, to give Jordan Tyson and Xavier Guillory more time to get open, or just to flat out run. But my winner is Utah. If Cam Rising plays, it's Utah. Now, I'm going to just go with Utah. I got to pick a winner. I'm going to go with Utah. Utah defense is going to be stifling. And I do think Utah's defense will force turnovers to create short fields for them to score. Now, if Cam Rising comes out and plays, I think Utah wins easily. Now, if it's Isaiah Wilson that quarterback, I think it's a tight ball game, but Utah pulls it out because of his defense. But that's all I have for y'all tonight. Y'all enjoy whatever you watch, whether it's the World Series, whether it's the college football game tonight, New Mexico State, Jacksonville State. Enjoy whatever you're watching tonight. I don't know when I'll be back. I know I will be back either Friday or Saturday because I got to preview Saturday games. I already got the previews not written up, but the 10s I'm previewing. It's 13 this week. 3 at 12, 5 at 3:30, and 5 at 7. So be on the lookout for that. But yeah, again, y'all enjoy your night. Enjoy whatever you're watching. And I will see y'all next time I'm live. Peace.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all in the next episode.